Daniel Morgan, Captain, Virginia Riflemen. His first-hand accounts provide the most vivid human perspective on guerrilla tactics that repeatedly outsmarted the British, making his story both technically detailed and emotionally compelling. You do not underestimate a professional army. That has always been true. European soldiers march as one, fire as one, advance as one. Every move is trained, rehearsed, and predictable. Order is the weapon. Discipline is armor. The British Empire lived by this law. Its generals studied manuals. Its officers drilled men for decades. Every soldier trusted the rhythm of formation: march, aim, fire, reload, advance. Against them, a militia is nothing. A rebellion is a nuisance. Victory is guaranteed. Yet in 1777, in the forests and hills of upstate New York, this certainty would crumble. One frontier-born captain and his small corps of riflemen would defy centuries of military doctrine. One man would show that precision, cunning, and stealth could overcome thousands of disciplined soldiers. That man was Daniel Morgan. The British did not see it coming. Daniel Morgan is 32, lean, weathered, with eyes trained to detect the faintest movement. Born in New Jersey, raised on the Virginia frontier, he learned early that survival in the wilderness requires patience, cunning, and observation. His rifle is an extension of his body. His hands, calloused from axes and guns, move with fluid precision. His men, 40 of the finest Virginia riflemen, are hunters, woodsmen, and frontiersmen. They are trained for long-range rifles, capable of shooting 300 yards with deadly accuracy, a range far beyond British muskets' effective distance. Their ammunition is limited, their supplies are scarce, yet each man is calm, calculating, and deadly. Across the map, General John Burgoyne marches 8,000 men south from Canada. British regulars, Hessians, Loyalists, and native allies form his column. Wagons creak under artillery, food, and supplies. Officers rely on formation and discipline, expecting nothing to surprise them. They assume the forests will bend to their marching lines. Morgan's orders are simple: harass, delay, disrupt, avoid pitched battle, exploit terrain, strike unseen. Every hour delayed, every wagon destroyed, every British life lost could shift the course of the revolution. Morning dawns misty and cold. 40 men against 8,000, but you can feel it. The forest is yours. The enemy is blind.
You do not fight 8,000 men with 40 rifles, yet here you are. Morgan divides his men into squads of 10, each moving along forest edges. Trees, boulders, and fallen logs become weapons. The first volley erupts at Freeman's farm. A British officer falls. Confusion spreads. Soldiers look frantically. Horses bolt. Wagons crash. 1,500 yards. 1,200 yards. 900 yards. The left flank moves to harass the rear guard. A supply wagon explodes from a rifle shot to the powder keg. Smoke fills lungs and eyes. Muskets are inaccurate in the trees. Cannons are useless. Morgan climbs a ridge, observing enemy lines. Hidden squads strike from other positions. Officers fall. Panic spreads. By nightfall, the British are battered, slower, and demoralized. At Bemis Heights, Morgan orders a coordinated flanking maneuver. At dawn, squads emerge from ravines, ridges, and thickets. A volley strikes officers and NCOs. Horses scream, wagons overturn. The column falters. You can almost hear fear dripping from the British lines. Additional skirmishes follow. Morgan anticipates every British scout movement. Ambushes at Hudson River bends funnel the enemy into killing zones. Officers wave swords demanding bayonet charges. Muskets ire blindly. Panic spreads. Horses bolt. Soldiers fall. Every day, 8,000 men are reduced to chaos by 40 riflemen who vanish like smoke. Morgan is not acting alone. He coordinates with other militia units across New York. He sends runners through dense forests to deliver instructions. Lieutenant Colonel Ebenezer Learn positions men along key ridges near the Hudson, while Captain Seth Warner's Green Mountain Boys prepare ambushes along choke points. By late September, Morgan and his riflemen are executing synchronized attacks across multiple locations. One group intercepts wagons near Saratoga. Another delays reinforcements moving from Fort Edward. At each strike, the British are confronted by unexpected precision. Officers attempt to regroup, shouting orders across miles of forested chaos. Their discipline falters. Every misstep is punished. Morgan observes the enemy's fear, calculating the ripple effect. He writes in a report later, "The enemy trembles at shadows and the crack of a single rifle. Their discipline is weakened before battle is joined. This is no longer guerrilla harassment. It is strategic attrition." A skirmish near Freeman's farm sees 20 riflemen split into 5 squads. One squad takes the high ridge, firing at the rear guard. Another fire from behind a log barricade along the road. British muskets respond blindly. 15 men are struck in minutes. Wagon
Overturn. Officers shout in frustration. The column grinds to a halt. Morgan signals a withdrawal. Men melt back into the trees, leaving only smoke, confusion, and panic behind. At the Hudson, Morgan and Warner coordinate simultaneous ambushes. Rifle fire erupts from both sides of a narrow river valley. British cannons cannot be maneuvered. Soldiers fall. Supply wagons are destroyed. Morgan's calculation is precise. The column loses 3 days' worth of supplies and 100 men are incapacitated. Burgoyne's confidence is eroding. By late September, the American forces had orchestrated a multi-pronged campaign that no textbook could describe. The British, trained to fight in orderly lines, are fighting shadows, ghosts, and invisible rifles. Panic spreads faster than bullets. Officers are paralyzed. Soldiers hesitate. Every hour delayed is a step toward ultimate defeat. If you find this kind of untold military history as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button. We believe these stories of courage, sacrifice, and genius deserve to be told. And by subscribing, you help us ensure they aren't forgotten. Morgan's riflemen continue their deadly pattern for weeks. Every skirmish counts. Freeman's farm, Bemis Heights, Hudson River valleys. British casualties mount. Hundreds wounded, dozens killed. Supply lines are fragmented. Burgoyne's army, once confident, is now a tangle of fear, exhaustion, and disorientation. Morgan climbs a ridge before dawn one morning. He surveys the valley below. Smoke rises from a recent ambush. Wagon wheels are splintered. Horses are down. Officers shout orders, but the men are hesitant. One day more, one strike more, Morgan thinks, and this army will crumble. By mid-October, the coordination with other militia and continental units creates a perfect storm. The British are trapped near Saratoga. Exhaustion and attrition dictate the outcome before the final battle begins.
Morgan's guerrilla campaign does more than harass. It reshapes strategy. Burgoyne, 8,000 strong at the start, is worn, demoralized, and low on supplies. When American reinforcements arrive, the British surrender. 5,700 men lay down arms. France, seeing the victory, formally allied with the American colonies, providing soldiers, ships, and funds. The strategic ripple is immense. Morgan's tactics slow, confuse, and destroy the enemy long before the main battle. British commanders in Europe re-evaluate doctrine. Manuals are rewritten. Guerrilla warfare, once dismissed, becomes a serious consideration. The Northern Campaign demonstrates that unconventional tactics can determine the outcome of entire wars.
Across the colonies, commanders adopt Morgan-style tactics. Forests, rivers, and hills become allies. Discipline alone is no longer enough. The rules of war bend to ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. Daniel Morgan survives the war, rising to command a brigade. He becomes legendary for his strategic mind, calm under pressure, and ability to train men in independent thought. He returns to Virginia quietly, shunning comp, but leaving a permanent mark on military history. The riflemen he commanded, once thought inconsequential, are remembered in letters, diaries, and oral histories. Their courage, precision, and ingenuity inspired generations of soldiers. To this day, military academies study Morgan's campaigns at Saratoga as prime examples of asymmetric warfare. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm this piece of history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to rescuing these forgotten stories from the archives. Subscribe and turn on notifications to join us on this mission. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment with your city or state and tell us if someone in your family served. Thank you for ensuring that Daniel Morgan and the 40 men of the Virginia Riflemen do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.